What's up everyone, and welcome again to another video. And today I wanted to do a review of the 143 scale Minichamps resin model of the Benetton Ford 194. This is the car driven by German Mick Schumacher at a demonstration run at the Belgian Grand Prix 2017. This was a special event to celebrate his father's Michael's first victory, the 25th anniversary of his father's Michael's first Formula 1 victory in Spa in 1992, and for some reason they used the Benetton from 1994, which Michael also drove to victory in that year at Spa, but was later disqualified due to a plank underneath the car, wooden plank that was worn too much, and that was against the rules, of course. For this occasion, Mick used a particular helmet design. He used actually his father's Michael design on one side and then his own design on the other side, on the right side, as you will see. So on the left side it is Michael's design, which he used back then in 1994, and then on the other side it is Mick's design, which is heavily based on his father's, of course. But a split helmet for that particular occasion. And yeah, just to show you, this is Mick's helmet, well, 2018 helmet, but it's the same design basically, and Michael's design, so he used both sides of these helmets on one helmet. So yeah, let's have a look at the details of the car in a close-up, but I'll have to remove it from the base then, so I'll do that now. So here it is, removed from the base, and one thing that stands out, except for the helmet, is the tobacco livery. So the model comes without the tobacco livery on it, but just the decals. They're underneath the base of the model, and you can apply them yourself, as I did, of course. As you can see on the nose, the mild 7 decals. On the rear wing as well, but not on this side. On the lower rear wing beam you'll see the mild 7 decals, and all around the car, even on the side pods. And on the main plane of the rear wing you'll see there's no mild 7 but Motorworld, and Motorworld is actually a kind of facility where you have classic cars. There are several of them in Germany, where you can watch all kinds of classic cars, and it's a bit of an event place as well. And the one in Cologne, which is very close to Michael's hometown of Kerpen, actually houses the Schumacher collection of cars, so that's why it's plastered all over the car to advertise that that exhibition, I guess. The show car they used on the demo run is not the exact car Michael drove at the 1994 Belgian Grand Prix. There are some differences in the front wing is actually the same, the mid to late season front wing, but then the barge boards are much bigger from the early season model, and then the rear wing, same thing. The lower rear wing beam is not curved, and the little extra aerodynamic appendages on the rear wing end plates are missing as well. So it's a kind of a mixture of the early season car with the mid to end of season car, but still very cool to see Mick in that particular car, even though it's not an exact replica of the car driven at Spa. The details are really good on this resin 143 scale model, and Minichamps did a real good job on doing this. It's not the same mold as the older one. This is much more refined and has a completely different shape actually. The suspension parts have also been upgraded. They're much more refined, and they're actually in very thin metal or aluminium. I don't know what it actually is, but it looks much better than before, the plastic ones. The wheels are quite good. I did add some extra decals and markings on it, even in this small scale. I always do that, of course, but the wheels are pretty good on itself. And then this barge board, the huge barge board, the early season barge boards, basically they have these beautiful aluminium supports as well that are very detailed, very refined. Then the figurine is quite good with the split helmet design. The helmet looks quite okay, and the figurine of Mick sporting the his Formula 3 overalls. The rest of the cockpit is not that detailed. The shape of the steering wheel is correct, but there's no decals on it. But yeah, okay. Another detail that Minichamps really did well on this model are all the extra decals that weren't there before, like the Motor World, the Keep Fighting Michael, the Renwerk decal there next to the Mild 7 logo, and then these signatures. I don't know whose signatures they are, but very cool that they did that on this model. And then the detail on the fuel filler cap is really nice, and that pull ring, that little electrical pull ring, the red ring, is very nicely detailed. Another thing I noticed is this dent into the the side pod underneath on the both sides at the Brembo and Oracle sponsorship. You can see it. There's a little dent in it, which I never noticed before. The rear of the model looks really good. The rear wing is very nicely done. It's quite detailed and has these refined supports, which is really nice. Then you have that little rear light in the bodywork of the car instead of on the rear wing where it usually was, or underneath the rear wing. You have that little grille as well in between the rear wing supports, which looks really detailed. And then this the connecting part for the jack to connect to the car is nicely done as well. And then the exhausts in the diffuser are visible, and that's a cool little detail as well. So you can see underneath the car there's no plank, so I think it's basically the chassis from early season that they used for the show car, and then the nose for the late season to make it look like the Spa car. So to conclude, I'd say a very nice looking model, very detailed little model by Minichamps, and it would fit into anyone's collection, and especially the Schumacher fans. So that was the review. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon for the next one.